Man, you guys went to shows and I haven't been to shows. I'm jealous.
Should be. You went to
Yeah,
Scottsdale though. I'm jealous.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, there was
You
there
see,
was a long time there I went to a fucking million shows by myself, and now everybody's going to shows again, and I can't go, and I'm upset.
that's how it always goes, man.
I guess so. I guess
You know,
so.
there's always like whenever you want to go, you can't find somebody to go.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah. I've had many, many, many nights. Solo.
That's pretty funny. Well, what do you guys think? You want to get started? You want to chat for a second? What's going on?
So was it cattle decap? I scrolled
Let's
up a
get
little bit.
started.
Was it? Yeah, we can just get going, and we know enough about cattle decap to bullshit about them. You guys can have enough stuff, with the shows you just saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, and kind of some of the stuff that we've been listening to even throughout the week. So, um, okay, well, here we go. Let's start it. Let's go on with episode 5. Welcome, everybody. We are the Metal Block, and I've actually got to do a quick plug, and I want to plug for the Twitter account, the X account at the Metal Block, just because I feel like right now it's been a great way that we've been communicating, and let's just kind of keep that going. I think we're going to try to get some more social media stuff happening, but for now, that's the one we're on the most. So go to it, check it out, and thanks for listening. And like always, here we are, the three guys. It is Brutal Brando, Scary Greg. You know, there are no other. We are the Metal Block, and we got a lot to talk about today. So let's get started. Let's say hello, Brando. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing great, doing great. It's good to hear you, man. Good to see you. I know you went to a show. That's exciting. You ready to talk about it?
Yeah, rags to riffage.
Yes,
That
yes.
was
Well,
great.
how about Scary Greg? You want to say hi to everybody, and then we'll get started.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to take away from Brandon's, review of the Rags to Riffage tour, but yes, I'm doing good, doing good.
Yeah.
Hope everyone's had a good week and weekend. And I did not get to go to a show. I'm jealous of you both. Very like equally as jealous, but I'm super bummed I didn't get to go to Cattle Decap. So I am excited to hear what you thought about the show.
All right. Well, yeah, it's going to be great. We're going to talk about some shows today, and that's where we're going to get started. So, Brandon, why don't you talk about the show you went to? Let's start with you, man.
All right. Well, last night was the Rags to Riffage tour here in Houston at Scout Bar. Uh, let's see. I got there a little late, so I was able to catch Summoning the Lich and First Fragment and In Fury. And man, that did not disappoint at all. That was a fantastic show. That was
With
The
good.
word you used was phenomenal. You used phenomenal.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. The level of precision and cohesiveness, especially with First Fragment and In Fury, but like I don't it's indescribable. I don't know. There's so much going on in First Fragment songs, and they are on it. They don't miss a beat. They stop when they're supposed to stop. They're all together. They're all shredding like crazy. The energy is high. They got really good crowd involvement and like getting people into it. It's like I don't know. It's a really colorful and fun show. Like they are definitely headliner material.
Mm.
They're show
hmm
stealers.
how was the crowd? How was the turnout?
Oh, it was great, man. There was I don't know, probably like 60 to 80 people there.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice on a
for a
weeknight.
Sunday night, it was a really good turnout. Definitely better than when I saw First Fragment in March, and I think it was easily probably topped out at 30 people, maybe.
Mm.
Yeah,
It was a
those
small
videos
show.
you sent, the videos you sent, the bassist man. I mean, obviously listening to it on album and stuff, it's all it shines through a lot. But man, that bassist had to have been a treat to watch live. They seem like they're super super craftsmen at their trades.
Oh, it definitely shows through live. Like I don't know how to describe it other than just everyone. If you have a chance to go see First Fragment, do it. You will not be disappointed. And it's very neoclassical and shreddy. It's a lot of leads in it, but they throw in these jazzy, groovy riffs, like breakdowns and stuff, like just in the middle of it. That's I don't know, man. It's fun. It's very bouncy. It's cool.
Can Canadian band, right? They're from
Yes,
Canada,
they are from Montreal.
Quebec, Montreal.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep, Montreal.
And what
Yeah.
Summoning the Lich, I think they're definitely U.S. I think they're out of maybe I can't remember exactly. I want to say like Tennessee or something, but they were a band. Remember, I sent to you a while back, Brandon. Because I saw a video of theirs, and they just impressed me. They were like kind of Black Dahlia murdery like type death metal, and I'm sure that was a cool set to
Oh
see as
yeah, they were
well.
awesome. I've never seen them live. I have listened to, I think they only have the one album. I did check it out a few times, like listen through it a few times before I went, and I was impressed. They put on a really good show too. Like they keep everyone involved, and some bands are good bands, but they get up there and there's just no crowd involvement. There's no energy, But every
Right.
band I saw last night was off the charts. Like, I mean, In Fury. I mean, I will say their live their live experience is different than album experience. Like it
I
sounded
agree.
different to me, and I mean, not that one's better than the other, but it was great. Like I felt like the songs played differently. Like I heard them differently, and like it seemed riffier, and like I
Nice.
mean, a lot more headbanging than you think you're going to be doing when
Yeah.
you listen to the album.
That's
But
exactly the way I felt about him. I think, yeah, they'd have the whole room headbanging, and Malcolm is just an absolute beast. But yeah, they
oh my
fucking have
god,
those slamming points that you don't even expect on the album. You probably just it's so technical, you're probably already so confused at that point, anyways.
yeah.
But no, yeah,
And is it Bozier, Steve?
Steve, I
The
think that's how you
vocalist,
say it.
dude, phenomenal. Dude, that guy's great. What a great front
Yeah,
man. Like
he's a
his
showman.
his vocals are unique. Like I love the tone of his voice and that high that he does. And then Malcolm's lows coming in with it. And
Dude, he has beast mode lows. He
yeah, he does.
does.
And dude, Steve just like, man, what a he comes off as a super happy, joyful, loves what he's doing front man. Great with the crowd. Like, man, it was just all around a great experience. The venue
It's good
was
to see
cool.
him. I was gonna say it's good to see Steve back. He was. I know he did skip out on a tour or two because he just had a kid. I saw on Facebook, and so they had an ex vocalist for Alter Beast fill in. So that's cool to see him back on the stage doing what he loves.
Yeah, I'm glad I caught him with him because that was a great experience.
Same, same.
Yeah. So the venue was cool. I've never been to that venue, and it's the same venue that Suffocation's going to be playing on December 1st. So that's gonna be a solid show too. Like I'm excited. When I saw the venue and got in there, I was like, man, this place is great. I like this. It's
No,
cool.
heck yeah.
It's got a separate like bar and merch area, and they have food, and then the stage is over on the other half of the place, but you can hear and see everything from like anywhere you are. So it's like
That's sick.
I don't know. It's good. It's a nice venue. I'd never been there before. Dying
Yeah.
Fetus plays there a lot.
Do they? Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
I think
I
every
saw.
every Dying Fetus tour that comes here seems to go to the Scout Bar, and I've just never made it
Uh,
over there.
Nice.
So,
I saw the
That,
pictures. It looks like you were sitting in good spots or standing in good spots every time. I was like, wow, he's got better spot than I had whenever I was at the Diamond. I felt like so. That's really cool, man. It looked like a cool venue.
yeah, it seemed like
Um,
there wasn't a bad spot, like to stand. Like everywhere you stood, there's a good view. There's that one pole kind of in the way of the guitar players from I guess that would be stage left. But other than that, there's no obstructions, and the sound was good. The sound guys that set up everything for the bands, they did a great job too. Everything was crystal clear.
nice.
Yeah.
yeah, that's cool. I looked it up just because you mentioned it. Summoning the Lich, they're from St. Louis,
Oh, okay. I was in that direction, I guess.
and
Well, in theory,
it's
he's
actually
from
kind of
Nashville.
cool.
That's right. That's what I was mixing up. I was probably thinking of Inferi from Nashville.
Oh yeah. Well, and it says
And
Summoning the Lich, it says taking inspiration from the best elements of Lord of the Rings, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, and
all
Adventure
right,
Time.
that's awesome.
So there you go. They're
I was
all
gonna
about the rise and
go
fall
ahead.
of kingdoms.
Oh, hey, there's a lot to write about. Then you're not gonna run out of lyric material.
Yep.
That's right.
So we looked up what a lich is last night on the way home, and it is a type of undead creature. So in
Mm.
various works of fantasy
Ah,
fiction and stuff. So summoning the lich, it's like summoning a ghost or
the
zombie,
undead.
just some kind of undead creature. So uh
Raising the dead.
yep, falls into the
There you
lines
go.
with the fantasy stuff. They were cool,
Yeah.
man. Their drummer was pretty impressive. I enjoyed watching him.
Yeah, that was one of the things I mainly noticed out of their video. Real quick, I wanted to say this since you said dying fetus. Anybody's out there listening that has it hitting a city near you. I think it's probably like halfway over, but Dying Fetus is on tour right now with Despised Icon and the Acacia Strain. And you should definitely try to hit that up if you can. I just want to throw that out there for a little, something for the metal fans if they come into their area. You should definitely hit it. I've seen a bunch of videos from it, and super jealous it wasn't coming anywhere near here.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
good
that would have
call.
been yeah, it would have been real cool to see. Actually, I don't know why. I was thinking that they just ended the leg of their tour that they're on right now.
Did they finish it already?
Yeah, I was thinking that
Okay,
they
my bad.
no, you're all right. I can't remember what city they stopped in. I want to say it was a cool city like Boston. I was gonna look it up right now and see if I could see. I bet I could look at set list Dying Fetus.
Yeah, I mean, I bet one of them has the tour dates on their Facebook page. I could be
Well,
that far behind. It was coming to Lawrence, which actually I realized I was messing up for a long time. I'd always drive solo to Dallas. Lawrence is about a half hour closer and extremely sick venue that bands always go to. So that's my new solo Greg metal mission for the weekend
Right
venues.
on. Hey,
yeah,
just
so they finished up on the 19th, so just yesterday
Okay, never
in
mind.
Boston.
man.
Never
Boston,
mind.
and
Well,
so they'll be back. This was for their Make Them Beg for Death tour, to promote that new album that just came out. Which, if anybody
Right.
hadn't listened to it, they should give it a listen to. It's one that always comes up on shuffle on mine, and I'll be honest. Whenever I hear the songs again, I kind of like some of those grooves now. They've got a very like,
Yeah.
and so I really like hearing that one
Dude,
come up every now and then. Or
they
those,
groove. They
yeah,
groove for sure. They're badass guitarists.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
And
So well,
Trey, their
there's a
drummer's a
few,
beast.
yeah, yeah. There's a few more little facts for you though, and I don't know if on Summoning the Lich, Brandon, I wasn't able to tell, but the guy Ryan Phelps who plays guitar, he has a killer mustache.
I
This this
didn't even know. I didn't
mustache,
even notice, man.
this mustache like almost goes down to his chin.
Yeah,
And
see, I was looking for that in Brandon's videos, and I was like, "Do they have a fill-in?" Because the dude with the stash, I didn't see it.
so
Maybe I
they did make a comment. The vocalist made a comment about the drummer and guitarist, thanking them because without them they wouldn't be there. So I have a feeling there were two guitar players, no bass player on the tour. So I'm thinking maybe the drummer that I saw and the guitar player with the long blue
Oh,
hair on like the video right side, um, I think might not be original members.
did one?
Gotcha.
Yeah, probably. Did one of them have glasses?
Not of those two guys.
Okay, yeah, they're probably. Yep.
Yeah.
The dude that had the gnarly beard and mustache has
I
glasses.
I will
Yeah.
say what stinks about Houston is we tend to be towards the later leg of tours, and man, I tried to pick up an Inferi shirt last night. I got one. I got Inferi's last large article of clothing.
Wow.
Nice.
I had
Wow.
one design to choose from that they had large in, and I got their last large. So
Well, good for them. They're gonna have to get a merch re-up.
yeah, well, I
Yeah.
think I think the tour is about over. Um,
Okay.
I,
Okay.
th- I
There
think
I am
it's
again.
yeah, I think it's close to ending, but I would be surprised if they don't hit the road again soon, probably early next year. But I mean, obviously I don't know that they haven't announced anything, but that was a solid tour, man. That was good.
Sounds like it, dude.
I do know that they have a GoFundMe out right now because if you follow them on social media, you may
Yeah,
have seen their transmission
Right.
went out on them in Austin, Texas.
I did
Um,
see that.
so when I bought my shirt, I threw down a little extra tip to try to. I told him, I said, put it towards your transmission, man. That sucks.
Oh, that does.
Yeah,
So,
man, transmission's like one of the worst, whenever you hear something like that, you're like, "Oh, no."
hey, hats
So,
off to them because they found a rental and they made it. They kept going. So,
Yeah,
they did.
absolutely.
you know,
Yeah, I
um,
I thought that was really cool.
something that popped up last week. I don't know if you guys saw it. Gorod announced a U.S. tour that's
I
coming up
did.
in January with Wormhole, Hath, and Exist.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to Dallas. Of course, here you go again. Houston is the last date.
Mm.
We'll see if there's any shirts left.
Yeah, you're gonna be at the end like always, I guess. I guess you're right about that. I didn't even realize it.
It's not
Yeah, we
always
usually
the
get
end, but
just the way the routing works, when they kick it off. It's usually West Coast or sometimes East Coast, but yeah, by the time they get all the way over here, it's like, all right, we're gonna go ahead and end this.
yeah, my shows are always on a Monday or a Thursday night too.
Yeah, right.
Man,
Yeah, we get a
weekday.
lot of routing
Ugh.
shows as well.
But I'm not going to complain because at least all these guys are coming here. So
I agree 100%. I love it that we're getting some good solid shows that have been coming through. I didn't get to see this show when it came to OKC. I was talking to you, Brandon. I had a truck issue and
yeah,
just didn't trust my vehicle getting to OKC and back, and I didn't want to get stranded. And so anyway, I was so happy that you were able to make sure to get to go so that you could talk about it and tell us about it, and not to reuse your words, but like you said, sounds like it didn't disappoint at all. Sounds like every one of these guys rocked out, and really not a bad thing to say. And hats off even to First Fragment, like your comment was, is they are headliners, and we've heard them on album before. You've got to see them twice, and you've said that to us twice. So yeah, that's all really good stuff, man. That a lot of people would love to hear about. And unfortunately, they might not get to see the show because it's at the end. But if you can, check out the bands. We're going to be also sharing information and photos and videos of stuff that happened at these shows. And we have already. So
I was going to tell all of our wonderful listeners that videos will be posted, gradually over the next few days.
yeah, I'm going to try to get some out tonight. So some will actually go out even before this episode hits,
Oh,
So
all right.
hopefully by the time people are listening to this, they will be like, oh, let me go check out that account. Let me go look at that band. And they can hear some of that footage or see kind of what's going on at those shows, check out that crowd.
Maybe
And
they even went.
maybe they even win. Yes.
Yeah,
That's also a really cool thing, Greg. The connections that you make at the shows, getting to hang out with people.
Oh,
And
I
it
love
becomes
getting on social media and like seeing just footage of the actual show you're at. If somebody actually got some really good footage, because I don't know why I don't like filming that much while I'm at a show, but I'll definitely film my favorites. But I don't know, yeah, it is cool to get online and snag some of that and find some stuff from the shows you're at, or even other shows, just to see what kind of other songs they might have dropped played.
absolutely.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, Brandon, thank you, man. Great.
Yeah.
We'll get some of those videos out. We'll get some of those photos out, and everybody check it out. Check out the bands in Fury. Check out First Fragment. Check out Summoning the Lich. And there was actually another band that was on the bill, Brandon. I know you didn't get a chance to see them.
Can't
It's
remember.
Tumerum. Tumerum. I
Tomerum.
don't know how to pronounce it. It's got
Well, check them out too.
Exibelian Triangle was also at this show.
Local.
I don't think they're I don't know if they're local or
Okay.
not.
Okay.
I will
Yeah,
share
keep
some
it pushing.
information from them, and everybody check them out too. Support these bands that are out there. I guess the next thing is the Cattle Decap show, unless you guys want to talk about First Fragment or anything anymore.
Yeah, let's hear about the cattle show for sure.
Well, so the cattle show is at the Diamond, which luckily both of you guys know what the Diamond is like, so I don't have to describe that venue to you. But to everybody else, it's just a typical venue. You walk in the door, there's a stage on one end, and it's kind of a longer and skinnier venue, but it's still big. It's still really, really good size for metal shows. I'm always really excited whenever we have shows at the Diamond, mainly because of the size of the venue. You know, I know I'm going to have plenty of room, even if there's a lot of people there. I took my son, and he was once again like, "Let's go up to the front." So you know, that was one thing that was really cool. Is he, you know, keeps me kind of closer to the front of the show. But Castrator was the band that opened up. They were the starting band. They did a real good job, you know. If I'm not mistaken, I think they're an all-female band, but they had a guy playing guitar, and they were thanking him, Brandon, kind of like you were saying on Summoning the Lich. You know, I think he was just there to help them during the tour, to you know, make sure they had somebody to play their songs. But they sounded real good. Everybody should go and check them out. The second band that played was Sangwa Sugabog. I hope I'm saying that right. I really hope I'm saying that right. Those dudes,
People call him the bog. The
the
bog. Just
bog.
call it, yeah, the bog. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I love that pronunciation.
yeah. How would you say it? I'm just
I,
wondering.
I, I just maybe bog. I have no idea, man.
Yeah, Sangwi Sugabog. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, I've been trying to like figure out exactly how to say that, and I think that's
No,
probably part
yeah.
of what they are trying to do is like get everybody hung up on their name too, you know, and because
You
they're a
can't get
very
past
like
it.
yeah, they're very like kind of in your face band. They're not one. They're you know if you go and watch a band like Opeth up there, and they're like, "Hello, thank you for coming and listening to us play. We are Opeth from Stockholm, Sweden." And you know they're very just like thankful and grateful to get to be there. And these guys are just like, "This is our next song. It's called Pissed." And so they just kind of go right into it. And you know there's not much in between. They don't have too much banter.
Isn't the vocalist just jacked?
Yeah. So
He's a beast.
yeah, he's a big muscled up dude, and so is also one of the guitarists is also a pretty muscled up dude. Maybe he's the only guitarist, and yeah. But anyway, he was also you know pretty buff too. But yeah, the singer most definitely jacked. And here's what's great about those guys: they could get the crowd going. I mean, I was just so impressed with how quickly. I mean, there were people who were just like, "All right, here they come," you know, and they like all of a sudden rushed up to the stage, and
Yep.
the crowd went crazy, man. And Jeremiah and I kind of got trapped in there up front, and we were able to get some footage of that pit moving around, and it stayed moving, man. It was really cool. I don't see that at the Diamond too much, you know, especially death metal shows. You get a little more older crowd, I feel like. And but the good news is we got some young people still listening to some brutal metal, and those guys definitely can deliver, and they can definitely get a crowd going. And they play this game called Murder Ball. I don't know if they do this,
Yeah.
but they throw the football out there while they start the song, and whoever has the football at the end of the song can take it up to their merch table and trade it in for any one merch item that they have. And so, you know, that's crazy. As soon as
Yeah,
they
they
throw the
do.
ball, everybody's going nuts over that ball. I mean, even if they've never heard the band, they want that ball to go get that shirt. You
Yeah,
know?
you're damn right. And they do that at all. I think all their shows, or at least the live footage I've seen of people just crushing each other for that ball, is definitely
That's
embedded in a
awesome.
few cities. Yeah, I was texting you guys like they throw a football into the pit. Like it's crazy.
That's exactly what they did, and it was really cool, you know, to see a band that did something different. They were in your face. They act like they didn't care. You know, they were up there doing what they do, and that's all there was to it. And like
Nice.
I said, people responded, and that's what you want to see whenever you go to a show, you know. And so my honest first impression of listening to them on their album though wasn't what I got from seeing them live. So, you know, anybody, I recommend checking them out live. It was just like night and day difference for me. The energy, there was energy that came with those songs that I didn't feel on all the songs on the album. And that's not me putting it down in any way. That's just me talking up how great their live performance is.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
And
They've got a big like cult following right now. Like people, like the people that love them, they fucking love them. I
Yeah.
mean, they really are like just like you said, the people rushing up to the front and all that. I've been hearing about the bog for about a year now, very very religiously.
So it's funny you mentioned about a year. I think they've only been out for a couple of years. I want to say
Yeah,
like they're kind of like one of those COVID bands or post COVID. I'm gonna actually look that up real quick, and we're gonna see
yeah, it would
when
make
they.
sense because they came out of nowhere just hitting hard. But I mean, like I've got the Chinese app on TikTok. That there's so many people giving praise and making TikToks to the old bog.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. They were actually 2019 is whenever they formed,
That's pretty
and
COVID-y.
yeah, I mean it's right there. It all blends together whenever you get to there.
Pre-Cove,
Yeah,
pre-Cove.
yeah, just right before. Now, here was one thing interesting though. He said that their drummer was replacing the Slipknot drummer. And then I noticed on their social media, they posted their logo, that big mess of a logo, and the S was a Slipknot S. So I was like, I don't really know what's going on there. I tried to look up some stuff on it, but I didn't.
Uh, I have
I
a
didn't
feeling
see
that's a
it.
joke, but that's a weird joke. It
Yeah.
Yeah,
doesn't
it
make a
really.
lot of sense.
I thought so too, but at the same time, I think the drummer is Cody Davidson. So that's if I remember his name right, and I think that's yeah, Cody Davidson's what I got here online whenever I pull it up. So um, anyway, I don't know what that is. It's probably a joke, but I was like, I'm not getting it, but it's cool.
Hey, but
Hey,
they got us talking about it.
that's what
Yeah,
I was
they
about to
did.
say. Hey, we're talking about it, so that the joke's on us then.
Yeah.
Heyo.
So
That was smooth, Brandon. That was smooth.
jokes on us.
sorry.
Oh, that's pretty funny. So the third band was Immolation, and those guys are definitely some old school
Yeah, I was about to say
metal
the
heads.
OGs.
Yes,
OGs.
and it was really fresh getting to see them right after. I'm gonna do it again. Sang Wish You Goodbye. So right after the bog comes in, it does its thing with its new age, which is great, and I enjoyed it. And even Jeremiah was like, "Whoa, that was crazy for a second." And so it even impacted him, and so a lot of people had fun. But then you have Immolation come up, and they're just like straight to the point, rocking out. All right, OKC, and everybody's like, "Oh,"
yeah.
and then their guitarist, he did a lot of where he would let his guitar ring out, and it surprisingly, I say surprisingly because it's just not naturally my what I it like sounds good to me is letting everything kind of ring out. That to me is more like your grungy music or your sludgy music. But he made it sound really good in a way that just kind of like where he danced around the drummer and the bassist while just keeping his guitar making noise the whole time. And I found myself watching him a lot. And I don't even know how to describe what I'm saying. I always say that I'm doing a terrible job, but the guitarist impressed me with his style, and
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
was that was really cool. I love that's what I love about music so much is there's like 12 notes, but everybody can play it so different. Everybody has different feeling behind everything they're doing, and this guy had a very unique sound that he put out with his band. And like I said, I found myself listening to that guitar a lot, and it went so well with the rest of the band, but it was just so different. It wasn't just chuggy chuggy chugs.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole beauty of music. It's an art, People
It
are
was really
these are
cool.
musicians or artists, dude. Their style is a huge factor. I mean, there's certain bands that's half the reason why I like them.
Right. Props to him though, man. I'm actually going to look up his name real quick because he was somebody worth mentioning. And they played a great set. They rocked out. The crowd was great with them. Even had some good pit. It's always cool to see a nice circle pit going in death metal stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure the older death metal heads there were appreciating it.
Yeah, they do. We're like, yeah, that's awesome.
Because
Um,
cattle will bring out a decent age of young too old now. The young kids fucking love them for the extremities and the wildness of cattle. But Man, what they have like 8 studio albums, like 4 EPs. They've been around for a long time. So yeah, I'm sure there's a bunch of old heads getting down on some immolation.
Yeah, yeah. So this guitarist, his name was Robert, or his name is Robert Bigna, and so
Nice.
everybody, go check out
Give
Robert. He likes to play with a V. I like V's, so rock on.
give him
And
a Google.
yeah, thank goodness. Check out Immolation though if you haven't had a chance, because I wasn't super familiar with them before going to the show, and I was really glad that I got to see them. I was glad they were there, and I know they were even able to headline that show a few of the dates that Cattle wasn't touring with them. So
Nice.
really cool for them to also get to headline the show. But I will say, and obviously save the best for last, but there's a reason why Cattle Decap is who they are, man. They are such a great band and they're so tight and they can just rock out. They played pretty much the entire new album.
That's
That was
sick.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
so that was the focus. I think Brandon and I were going through their set list and I think they played like maybe one song off Death Atlas. Brandon, is that right that we were talking about? And maybe like
No, they played a few. I think the titles you said were there was a few off of Death Atlas, like Finish Them.
oh yeah, it
Oh
was
man, I can't remember.
Monolith. I think there was only one from Monolith
I was
though.
about to ask, what about like, the classics of like the Harvest Floor, Monolith, or what about
Yeah, when he was going through
Anther
the names, he said Dead Set on Suicides. That one was Monolith, and then
Monolith?
Pacific Rim. Those were the only two that I think that weren't on
And that's
Death
anthropogenic, or however the hell you say that word.
Anthropocene Extinction.
Anthropocenic, that's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
that
think there was
Pacific Rim is that one
yeah,
was the last track on
Yeah,
there.
one
exact.
song.
Dude, that is such a good
Yeah,
song. It's like 14 minutes long or
I remember
something.
when it first came out, and that was what was that 2013. That was the year that
I
I saw
think.
you like every 3 months,
Yep.
and we were cruising in Scottsdale, jamming that shit in my truck.
Yeah, I know. I know. God, that's a good song, man. Killer. That's awesome. You got to see that live, Zumi. I'm so jealous.
Yeah, so 2015 was the Anthropocene extinction.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that sounds right. So we did things. We did that Thanksgiving, then a few years after. Cool.
Yep.
Anyway,
So but yeah, most of it was Terracite, and I actually listened to Terracite a whole lot. I listened to it, whenever it first came out too, but and also some of the singles as they were being released. They had some videos come out, the Solastalgia. They played that song. That was cool. They played what is it? Scourge of the Offspring.
Hmm.
And I love that track. That's a really good track on the album. And those are two that just stood out to me big time from the new album that I like and
Awesome.
that I thought that they played really awesome. And Travis up there, he's hawking his loogies, like you said, spitting all over the
Oh
place.
yeah. Oh yeah. Taking photos of them throughout the years. I've probably done shit, photos of them like I think 3 or 4 times, and I have definitely gotten a loogie smacked right on me before.
You're like, ah, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
He's
yeah, and live, how is the drummer Dave McGraw? He's absolutely next level, like one of my favorite drummers of all time. And I mean, you don't even have to answer the question for me to know he was amazing.
yeah. Amazing is, an understatement. I don't know if you have words to describe. I mean, the guy is like a machine, man.
He's a beast.
He's like a drum machine. It just blows my
Yeah,
mind.
it's
It's like
unbelievable, man.
how can you be so tight and so fast and yeah, so heavy and anyway, all
His
those
kid
things.
is huge too. His kid is
Yeah,
massive. Like how he,
yeah,
he's a big ass dude himself. A super nice guy. He's a teddy
uh,
bear. I shout out to Dave McGraw, really, really good guy. But he's just next level. Like he's so damn big. That's the most ridiculous thing is that he can move that fast.
oh my gosh, yeah, he's got like pretty impressive drum kit, and that's part of what makes him great is that drummer. Their bassist is great too. I mean, everything about him's
He's
good.
from. Did Zumi? Do you know that the bassist is actually also in Cryptopsy?
yep.
That's pretty cool. Now, I might be wrong. This just popped in my head, but didn't the bassist replace Pantera's bassist whenever he was sick? or he was out for a little while.
Yes, he did. Derek Ingeman, or I can't remember how you pronounce his last name, but yeah, it's Derek Ingeman. Yeah, he did, and he's actually in a band with Phil Anselmo called Scour.
So when I pull him up on Wikipedia, past members are Derek Ingerman.
Yeah, he's not. He's not
He's not in
the
the band
current bass
anymore.
player.
Oliver took his place,
Okay,
and
that's what
Oliver's the
I
one
was.
that's in Cryptopsy.
Okay, but Derek was the one who subbed for in Pantera.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't think this is the same guy.
No, it's not. He's sick
Okay.
though. Both of them are really good players.
Yeah, no doubt about that, man.
And I guess you kind of got to be in cattle decap.
Yeah, you know what I was noticing? Travis Ryan, he posted a picture of them playing a few nights before they came to OKC. He was wearing the exact same band shirt that he was wearing whenever he came to OKC. So it was like kind of cool because whenever I was taking the pictures, I was like, it's just like the photos I saw.
Nice, yeah. Those guys will like wear that same shirt every tour and just hang it up to dry every night and throw it right
I
back on
know.
before the set.
I know. I thought it was really cool though. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is my lucky shirt, man.
Hey, dude, I bet that thing's got some loogies on it.
Oh gosh.
Absolutely. I was actually. Have you guys read what Terracite means? Their album.
I think I have, but I'm really interested to hear what you're gonna say.
Yeah. So Travis like invented it. Yeah, Travis Ryan invented it. Brings together terra, meaning earth, and site, derived from the Greek word cetos, which means the combination of the two meanings, earth eater, and as a metaphor for humanity's role in the destruction of the planet, and as a play on words of very fitting word parasite. This is vividly brought to life. The art is done by Wes Benscoter, and to describe their artwork, which I'm sure was the backdrop of the show, we see the nymph stage of this human cockroach hybrid that is more of a fully grown being that has just molted from its Cocotha or Uthika stage, startled, confused, frightened, but also pissed off and ready to join the rest of its brood in finishing humanity's job of destroying the earth.
Yeah.
I do remember
They
reading that article.
Sorry, I just felt
They-
like adding that.
No, that's
they
good.
they played something about that whenever the show was about to start. So you know how they always have their little like samples that
Mhm.
they have going on, and it was something that said that because I remember talking about the human
Oh, sick,
cockroach hybrid.
sick.
Yeah, and I was like, gross.
Dude, they do a great job of setting them like their samples when they walk out and stuff. Man, I am so jealous. I'm jealous of Inferi, and I didn't get to go to that either. But man, Cattle Decap is my jam. I'm salty.
Yeah, I have a lot of fun going to a cattle show, and they're one of my favorite bands, and also one of my favorite bands to see live. And everybody should check them out and check out their new album. I can't remember when their tour is.
Oh, I don't know.
Talk
I was
about what
just
you
gonna
were
say
saying
that
all
all
together.
three of us went to a Cattle Decap show years and years and years ago with Necrophagus to throw in
Yeah,
some OG status show going to right there, you know. And yeah, who we talking about? Neuraxis, Arsis, Cattle Decap, and Necrophagus. So they've been doing it a long time,
Yeah.
and I guess so have we.
Oh yeah, that was a good show.
It was amazing.
that was the first time I saw
I've
them.
seen them a few. I've seen them a few times since then. I think I saw them twice in Arizona, and I've seen them here in Houston.
Yeah, I've caught him in Fort Worth and Dallas and then Oklahoma City actually a few times. I mean, I even saw him on the what was that? Not Human Newer tour. That would have been too long ago. The Harvest Floor. I saw them there on that tour, and
Mm.
just crazy to see the difference between them. And then I think they came back through on the 2015 album as well. Zumi, did you go to that show with me at
Not the
89th?
yeah, yeah, I
Okay,
did. I
yeah, I
went to
think
that. I
so.
think that was the one in 2019.
Okay,
And
okay, that
so
one too. Never
yes,
mind. Yeah. There's another one as well. Yeah, man, they're just a killer band live all around.
Yeah. And their tour ends December 16th in San Diego.
good job, Brandon. You beat me. I love it,
Yeah.
man. That's
Yeah,
Perfect.
they're
it
That's where
looks
touring
they're.
right
like
now.
That's where they're
So
from.
yep.
they are. Let's see, Atlanta, Georgia tonight.
Nice.
So yeah, if you're in Atlanta, even though you're going to listen to this like tomorrow, so if you're in Atlanta yesterday, go see this show.
Nice.
I think that's all I got. I wish I could do justice and actually explain how great the show was. But here's what's great: I had a blast, and everybody was cool. The bands totally rocked, and that's what you go to pay for, and that's what you go to see. You go to see them play these songs that you hear on CD or sorry on album that they put out, and when they can play their music and they can play it good, you're guaranteed to be in for a good show if you like the music. So that's what you got whenever you went to that one.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of
Hell
metal
yeah.
across the board. Dude, I see footage of other genres of music like rap concerts where they play the music already, the album just over, the speakers. It's actual vocals in it, and they just scream over it. And it just shocks me that people can enjoy that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think we have a fine appreciation, like a fine wine here, gentlemen. We're onto something good.
Yes.
Yeah,
Agreed.
Wolfgang Van Halen, who I know is not like a huge metalhead, but the guy can't play.
Oh yeah,
He
man.
said he said you got to know how to play your shit.
There you go.
And that to me says it all. Who cares if you can play what somebody else played? I mean, if you can, that's great. That's just another thing. But if you can play your stuff and you play it the way it's supposed to be played and people like your stuff, well, that's a good band right there. And what brought that up was there was all the stuff about backing tracks here lately that's been coming up. And like metal bands, I don't know if it's really made it so much to the metal world. I don't really know if any metal bands use backing track. I don't know if you could.
Actually, man, they do. You'd be blown away by how many
No
bands are
kidding.
getting a lot of heat right now over adding. They'll add like light drums, or they'll add like even backing track guitars, and that's like maybe say a member can't make it on tour. Some bands have put the guitar on the backing tracks, and they'll play it. Man, they get roasted for it
Mm.
online.
You know what I've
Yeah.
been seeing a lot is bass players have
Yes,
been absent.
yes, and they do the
Like
backing track,
Inferi did not have a bass player.
which is
Something
interesting.
Lich did not have a bass player. So and I want to say when I went to see Archaic with First Fragment in March, they did not have a bass player.
I was gonna say Andrew Kim is the bassist of Inferi. I'm 99% sure he's still in the band, but he joined Brand of Sacrifice, and I'm sure they're on tour. They're a huge deathcore band, like big deathcore band, and I wonder how that's working in the inside the band for him joining another. They're definitely bigger than Inferi. With like crowd attendance wise and like venue size and all that. So yeah, I thought that was interesting how. I've never seen him not on tour with that band, and then bam, your pictures and videos, he was absent.
Huh.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe he's still in both bands and managing his time, but yeah, that's got to be interesting for a conversation for the band members.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, definitely one of those like, so guys, how'd
What
our
do we do? What are we doing?
tour? Oh man. Well, cool. Well, what else is coming out? Anybody know of any CDs or I keep saying CDs. Anybody know of any albums?
Well, I was gonna say I don't know of anything coming out upcoming, but I'm a few weeks late to it, and I know I sent it to you guys. I am obsessing over this Arborescence of Wrath. Did you guys check it
Oh,
out?
I haven't gotten a chance to check it out. I will tomorrow.
I listened to this, Brandon, and you are 100% correct. I've listened to this one twice. And this Inferno is the name of the album.
Yeah, it's
And
good.
yes, you are right. That is what Jason Keyser, he's the
Yeah.
vocalist.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
And
yeah.
then I mean it's an international lineup. Michelle Beneventi on guitars. Not familiar with his other projects, but I'm definitely gonna check them out. Charles Collette, he was a session bass player for Benighted. Um,
Oh, nice.
let's see, we have Simon Schilling from Marduk, and he was in Belphegor. Jason Keyser and vocals. Like it's dude,
Damn.
like musically, I even kind of got I thought of you, Greg, because like at first, my first impression was Skinless, Trample the Weak, Hurl the Dead. And then the
Oh
more I
yeah.
listen to it at different volumes and stuff, like sometimes I get this like that kind of chaotic sound of Vitriol,
Yeah. Nice.
that aggressiveness. Like, man, I really think you're gonna dig it.
No, I'm gonna check it out. I've been on vacation with the fam, so I didn't have to. But tomorrow I've got to do a bunch of stuff at the lab, so I will crank it for sure.
Good deal. Yeah, I don't
It's
think you'll be disappointed.
no,
Nice.
it's
I'm
impressive.
stoked.
It's pretty impressive. I always like it when you find these little gems, Brandon, and send them my way. This is how I discovered Stillbirth. So, is just one of those albums you were like, hey, check this out. And these guys are really cool too. They got their nice little bass drops. I love those. So check them out. Arborescence of Wrath is their name, and Inferno was the album.
Sick, sick. I was gonna add, if anyone's ever looking for new stuff to check out, Metal Injection and the magazine, or whatever you want to call it, the company, Metal Injection puts out a thing called Weekly Injection, and it's just an article of tons and tons of, well, however many releases in the metal world that week. Then you can look at all the past weeks and stuff. So it's always got like 20 different singles or so, of mostly usually bands I've never heard of. So if anybody's ever really looking for some new hot stuff that's dropping, you know, that current week, check out Weekly Injection from Metal Injection.
Oh yeah, will do.
There you
Thank you
go.
for that, Greg.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, it looks like
Cool.
the headline, just so everybody knows, for the week of 11/17, the week we're in, it says new releases from Dolly Parton, Earthside, and more out today. So
Boom.
they must have a very big range
They had
that they
Dolly Parton on
cover.
Weekly Injection.
They did. If yeah, I
That's
went right here.
awesome.
I
Metal
know.
Injection, Dolly Parton.
Maybe it's because Dolly Parton's
Definitely
already a
picking that
gangster.
up.
Yeah. But it
Yeah,
looks
that's
like
awesome.
Sadist has some stuff that's probably going to be coming out. I mean, everybody could probably find something in here. And here's what's great: if you actually go to this article, not to like, we have no affiliation with Metal Injection. We are not trying to pump up Metal Injection. Just talking about why this is cool.
Yeah.
The singles that they talk about, the bands, they'll give you a little bit of artwork, and then they'll also go into a little bit more detail and talk a little bit about the band, like what genre are they. So you can kind of glance through their weekly injection list, and you can look and you can see. And if you're into death metal, you can just look at the death metal bands, and then you can check out just those bands because it's going to tell you what they are. It also tell you the label that they're on if you're, a label snob and you're like, I only listen to Metal Blade. Well, there you go. It'll tell you, and it'll also tell you where they're from. So that's really cool
Nice.
too.
Did you guys ever see the Trevor Strnad, Black Dahlia Murder, rest in peace, the vocalist? Did you guys ever see his pieces that he would do? They were weekly, and it was like always like recommendations of like the most obscure, craziest bands like possible.
Yeah.
You guys,
Yeah, I
yeah, you
did. I
remember
used to
that?
check those out. Uh-huh.
Yeah, me too. That was crazy. I always thought that was super sick of him, that with his busy, Black Dahlia Murder putting, got a million albums, and always they were always so aggressive and busy. I thought it was sick that he would like put bands on the map, from doing that. A lot of them blew up to
Right.
being big bands today.
Yeah. No, that was
Rest in
awesome.
peace, Papa Trev. Sorry, I had to throw
You
that out
know
there.
it, that. Yeah, no kidding. That though is what it's all about. Is as these bigger bands or older bands, as they become bigger and they go through time, you got to kind of like mentor and lead these younger guys into it too.
Yeah,
So
that's exactly what he was doing. Exactly.
right. And I mean, that's why you see a lot of these guys start record companies because they're like, hey, I want to sign some bands that, are like bands that I like, and they already have a good ear for this music. And so, yeah, there's a lot that, happens as we go through like music, like the timeline of music. So if you're successful and you get a chance to mentor people, that's pretty awesome.
Totally agreed.
Well, that was a good little fact there, reminding everybody to check out Metal Injection, and also, just Google metal. If you want to try to find something, there's tons of information that comes out all the time. We say it every time we talk that there's more than we could even cover in the time that we have. So lots of good bands out there. So let's find them.
Rock and roll.
Well, I don't have anything else to talk about, guys.
No, I
I
think I think that's good, boys. Let's wrap her up.
Yeah, we had a good episode there. So everybody, hope you got something out of that. I hope you got a chance to listen, and that you want to check out a few different bands and maybe get to see a few other ones live that you might not have otherwise seen before. Check out our social media. Check out Twitter at the Metal Block. I think that's about all I got. So I
Nice.
am gonna sign out, everybody. So over and out. Thanks for listening, and have a great week.
Sayonara.
Yeah. Sangui Sugar Bog.